us. It's the Lord Mayor, Sally Cab. Yeah, welcome, Sally.
I'm cheering myself. What a great way to start the day.
So you should. Congratulations, Sally. What a tenure you've had. So much change, so much going on for you. I mean, through a pandemic. When did you start in the job?
I started in 2018 and came into sort of tumultuous things happening inside Town Hall.
Yes.
Thought that was going to be my biggest challenge.
Was that on the back of the previous mayor who'd had what we would describe as some complications? Yes.
Your words.
You stop talking. I'll talk for a bit. You relax. So then you come in there, and then, of course, the pandemic begins for you, 12 months into the tenure?
Well, look, the first big drama that happened was that terrorist incident on Burke
Oh,
Street.
that was awful,
and
gorgeous.
the legendary Sisto Malaspina
Yeah.
died. And, some of these things get imprinted and burned into your brain. That time certainly is for me. And it's one of the reasons why I reached out to the Mayor of Waverley earlier this week following the incident, of course, in Sydney, because I just remember the trauma and the trauma in community, both those directly affected and the way it sort of rippled out. And they're certainly experiencing that up there at the moment, which is terrible. So we had that, and I thought, okay, well, we've got through that and we've managed that, and then the pandemic hit, and it's been the biggest disruption, not just in our city, of course, cities around the world, but the biggest disruption to our city. And all of us have memories from that time. For me, standing in the middle of Swanston Street, which is one of the busiest public transport routes, of course, it's a big public thoroughfare. It's really the centre of our city, and for it to be at a standstill
It was phenomenal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was.
I remember seeing the city like that too, where you could have fired a cannon up Burke Street. It was just so strange.
It was surreal.
It
was like one of those zombie movies.
Nothing parked, which of course, as you know, you can't park in the CBD anymore. You took all our parking
You could
away.
ride your bike though.
Mate, you can ride your bike.
Get on your bike, Marty.
for hours.
You see Marty on a bike?
You've done well
Sounds
with the
like
bike.
I don't want to.
You've done well with the bike lanes, I must say. Exhibition Street feels
I
like...
raised it. Are we talking about poo this morning?
Yes, we were.
we were.
Any tips? The catering at Town Hall. So we're chatting to you because of a couple of reasons. Run the Tans on, but also you're ending your tenure as Lord Mayor in about 10 weeks' time, and that'll bring to an end 6 years of service. Looking to the next 6, as I read through the notes, you just weren't prepared to fully commit that amount of energy and effort into what is a very stressful and, all-consuming job.
Yeah, I think a lot of people talk about the election and do you want to recontest the election? And I'm as competitive as the next person. So for me, it was really the 4 years and the commitment, as you said, to the city for that 4 years. I'm so passionate. I'll remain a passionate Melburnian. But I've spent all of my 50s so far at Town Hall, and I absolutely love this role. And I thought a good time to go is when I still love it, and when I've still got lots in the tank for another role to take all the things that I've learnt and experienced into something new. So it was. Does it sound quite a philosophical thought process went on in my brain? But
I do
that's
remember
where
when I looked at your work history the last time we chatted that you have moved through some pretty high profile jobs, not short-term roles, but you've been quite happy in your career to keep moving forward.
I'm a millennial before my time, let's face it.
Well, you're a Gen Xer, and we sort of did learn off the younger generation that moving through jobs is actually really appropriate. And as you say, if you're in a good spot with a job, it's a good time to leave.
It is, and it's good for, I think, individuals to move for our own development, but it's also good for organisations to have change. And I really believe I've made my contribution, and it's time for somebody new to come in and make their contribution. So, look, I walk away with literally no regrets because it's been so full on and so fantastic.
The Lord Mayor, Sally Cap, with us right now this morning, Marty.
Lovely to chat with Sally. Always lovely to see you. Congratulations on a wonderful tenure, which is coming to an end. But you have been wonderful for the city through some very challenging times. I mean, we've had our little stoush off air about the bike lanes.
Oh,
and
it's been a
Exhibition
full-on
Street.
conversation.
I wouldn't call it a stoush.
Wow, there's no
Robust
standing-
chat.
A
We
couple
love
of no
fierce
standing zones wouldn't have hurt for the
conversations.
couriers.
You should run for Lord Mayor, Mark.
Yeah, well, I was
Discuss
gonna mention
some
to
good
you,
ideas.
Darren Hinch has pulled out, and
Yes.
he's citing the cost of running for the Lord Mayor role. I didn't know there was a cost. I assume there's posters and whatnot, but what's the cost?
Those posters are pretty expensive. Look, it really is all around your campaign. So there are no significant costs to register to be a candidate. So there are no barriers in that way. But as soon as you want to do mail outs through Australia Post, for example,
Right.
those are very expensive. Putting up posters, printing leaflets, holding events, all those sorts of things cost money. So you do need to do some fundraising.
Eddie Maguire, Neil Mitchell, and Martin Pakula have all hosed down rumours of a tilt at the role.
Oh, I thought they might be tilting for your role.
Well, I tilted Eddie out of this job. Just joking, Eddie, if you're listening. It's interesting, isn't it? Because there was a lot of talk around Eddie Maguire and Eddie's brother as well.
Okay, well, Frank's been an amazing member of Victorian Parliament, and Ed, of course, is an unofficial, leader
Spokesperson
of
for Victoria.
Melbourne, Victoria,
Yeah.
exactly, and does a great job at all of that. And I think people that are really proactive and are always coming up with ideas and get involved in discussions, whether they're a Lord Mayor or they're the Premier, you can have all sorts of ways in which you can get involved, I guess is what I'm saying. So the more active you are, I think the more you're seen as a leader, whatever your title is, and we need plenty of those. It's been an amazing rebound from COVID, and
Sure
we're seeing
has.
more and more people in the city. We had some great data out yesterday showing that the commuter foot traffic in the city last week was at 98% of pre-COVID levels. So
A lot of that would be the comedy festival, I'd imagine.
Comedy Festival doing an absolutely sensational job bringing people in. But there's still lots to do, and there are still lots of businesses, particularly in hardship, and of course all the other things going on in community. So that ongoing leadership is needed.
Well, chatting off air, we were just saying in the late 80s, there was 685 people registered as residents in the CBD.
Yeah.
685.
No one lived in the CBD
No.
That number is now 50,000.
in the Hoddle grid. It's
Wow.
incredible.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, you're one of them.
Well, at various times I'm one of them. It's a really interesting study in the growth of CBDs, and I bet that's reflected around the world as people come back into CBDs because life is so manageable.
Well, it's, I think, better than manageable. It's so vibrant and absolutely fantastic to have access in Melbourne. That's the
Yeah.
other thing. We've got from the NGV to the MCG in terms of culture and sport. All of our big festivals and events happen in the city. Of course, the best of education opportunities and work opportunities, all those health services, everything you could possibly need. In fact, in international forums, Melbourne is often referred to as the original 15-minute city, which is what everybody really aspires to, that you can walk or ride a bike or jump on a tram, and within 15 minutes you're able to access everything that you want and need in your life. And Melbourne really represents that.
What's the median age of the CBD?
It's a really good question.
It'd be around my age, wouldn't it? I mean, you remove the student population.
Well, you can't remove the student population. They
yes, you
live
can.
in the city. We're one of the youngest municipalities in Australia.
Okay.
And that's reflected in lots of different ways, but our average age is about 26.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it would be older because I feel like it's boomers selling in Camberwell, getting a 3-bedroom flat because they're sick of mowing the lawn.
It's really growing.
Yeah.
And we're called a NORC.
What's that?
It's called a naturally occurring retirement community, where people are choosing to come together
Yeah.
at that age. I'm an over 55.
Yeah. Oh, you are not. Stop
And
it.
do go on. But we're a NORC. And we're proud to be a NORC in Melbourne. I think people
Yeah.
wanting to come and live and choosing to come and live
Yeah.
in Melbourne in later stages of their life.
Absolutely.
I'm not looking at you for any
No,
reason.
no,
but,
no. Please don't be fooled by my hair either. This is not my normal look. let's talk about running the tan. That's why you're here.
Yes.
There's a lot of we all know this event, and there's a lot of celebrities running this year. Where does the money go? Mental health. Sunday, 21st of April.
This Sunday.
This Sunday.
This
yeah.
Sunday.
It's
yeah.
this
Geez.
Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
It's celebrities. It's elite athletes as well. So it's a real thrill to be able to watch them race around that 3.8 kilometres at a pace that I could only ever
It's
dream
astounding.
of. It
and you
is.
see the times when
Yes.
Yeah.
there's that board with the times on it.
Yeah.
It's just crazy what people can run that 3.8 in.
It is
Hughesy
amazing.
does it most years.
Hughesy's
doesn't
doing it this
Hughesy,
year.
yeah,
he? He's
he's,
quite quick.
He is.
He's
a good-
actually a good runner.
He is.
Yeah. So if you want to see something amazing,
Yeah.
running
the
from
school,
alcohol
lot
and
of
meat.
school kids. A lot of school kids come. They have teams, and of course, members of the public as well. I know it says run the tan. I'm a walker.
Good.
Everyone's welcome. Lots of dogs
It'll be busy.
seen
Yeah.
on leashes with their owners. It's a really great public event where you get to see the best of the best, which is fun in the lead up to the Olympics as well.
It is.
And you can rub shoulders with some celebs in the coffee
Totally.
queue.
And good weather this
then go-
Sunday as well.
Is
It
it?
Yeah, it's gonna
No
be about 20.
rain.
No rain. It'll be nice.
Never rains
Sunshine.
in Melbourne,
Yeah.
mate. Lord Mayor, so lovely to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Congratulations on your successes. And have you got any ideas what you're doing next?
No, but I do hope that our paths continue to cross.
Oh, well, they will.
Oh.
Come and work in sales.